Did you know I have 4 save files dedicated to this Tartarus session alone? Hopefully I loaded the right one. I just loaded whichever had the most playtime. I think this is the right one. I'll just go and check the quest to see if this is. Yes, I only have that left. Okay. And my persona setup is looking pretty good. We don't actually need any persona in particular for tomorrow, because we're going to do something, well, tomorrow we do something that's been a long time coming, and I mean a really long time coming. After that, though, we will be needing a different persona. But from that point on, we're going to be pretty free as far as personas go for a while. And wow, it was great condition persisted through that entire session. That was pretty awesome. Anyway. Now, it's actually not all that important to get all the Tartarus stuff out of the way now, because I actually kind of mistook something that I'll talk about that when we get to it. Wait a minute. Junpei, you already tried that and failed miserably. Have we gone back in time? Well, Gary Stu certainly thinks so. Definitely, yes, that's Gary Stu's opinion. So, this conversation here is actually meant to be a hint at how to start those 3 social links. So, that's a hint that Mitsuru will only date you if you have max academics, but Mitsuru's social link isn't even startable until way later in the game, so we have plenty of time. So, while this doesn't specifically mention it, this is a hint that Yukari requires max charm. And Fuka, well, this is supposed to be a hint towards max courage, but, it's not because she's shy, it's for other reasons. And, well, been there, done that with regards to Fuka. So yeah, all 3 of the actual dateable party members require 1 max social stat. And in fact, it's pretty appropriate that Junpei said this now. Although we also have this. Hi there, Mr. Edogawa, you're awesome. Yes, you had nothing whatsoever to do with that, did you? Okay. Well, we were pretty obsessed with money earlier in this run, thanks to needing to max courage so fast. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool, though. I'm pretty sure that's the Japanese name for it. Yeah, the Elixir of Immortality. You know, it's kind of funny because I think they were rerunning them thanks to the new movie being out soon as of recording this, but watching earlier Harry Potter films when they were on TV, and yeah, they combined that immortality aspect with the turning things into gold, but in that case, the immortality aspect was the biggest part of it there, which is interesting because I find normally the immortality aspect of alchemy is normally gone into more in Asian media than in Western, but anyway. And yeah, thanks to a lot of popular culture, most people know about this already. But this is true. A lot of modern science actually happened as pure coincidence via alchemy. They didn't find out how to turn things to gold, but they managed to make a lot of other important discoveries by sheer accident. Yeah. Well, that's interesting, and totally is not the absolute core behind the symbolism of this series. That actually went on for quite a while, and we still have the option to listen to more, but we're obviously going to stay awake because we need the academics boost. That's also true. Well, thing is, Gary Stu's already discovered his form of magic and is already perfect at it because he's Gary Stu. And no academics increase just yet. Okay, before we can do what we wanted to do today, we actually have this little event. Now, remember how I said that time was going to pass fairly quickly until the next full moon? And look at that girl just in the background, just shaking her head over and over and over and over again. Let's go through this conversation quickly to free her from that horrible fate. So on August 2nd, there's a big tournament. And because of that, the guy we're going up against is named. That's got to be significant. So, from that time, we're stuck doing sports club training. We have no option to refuse, and we cannot do any social links during that time. So, this is why, like I said, the period in between the last full moon and the next one is kind of weird. There's a lot of skipped over time. Of course, today is technically the end of term. We haven't actually got exam results back, but what this does mean... Oh, and you're still saying the same thing. What it does mean is we have access to school social links now. And this is pretty much the last day we have access to school social links for a long time. But we're not going to spend it with any social links that we've previously accepted. Yes, it's finally time. This is, by the way, the deadline for having Max Charm, but I maxed it a long time ago, so I'm fine here. Generally not as hard to do as Max Courage. Now, you can actually do this at any time after the Yakushima events. So, yes, you need Max Charm to do this. And if you say not right now, there's no real penalty. But, according to the guide, today is the day to do this. That music can only mean one thing. Well, Gary Stu will never forget a hug like that, so yeah, you don't need to worry. Of course, you do need to worry about other things, but that'll be later in the social link. Okay, that's nice of her. No. Well, pretty much everyone in C's is screwed up in the family department, as I've said before. Oh no, don't worry, Gary Stu likes the fact that you lump the two of them together. Finally. Took long enough. We have now begun the social link of the Lover's Arcana. Lovers. Truly, the second most misunderstood tarot arcana of all time. Much like Death, the common popular culture interpretation of this arcana is really not what it's actually supposed to be. And, like Death, Persona is one of the few pieces of media to actually get the interpretation right, though it does take some inspiration from the wrong version. The Lover's Arcana is normally thought to just literally mean love and relationships, and if it comes up in a tarot reading, it means that two people are going to fall in love. No. Sorry, Gary Stu, but your personal tarot deck that's all lovers is not going to help you here. Unfortunately, we've already seen the Lover's Arcana boss before this, and in fact it's not possible to start this link before that happens, so I've actually spoiled some of the symbolism for you already. But the Lover's Arcana is really all about choices. The original depiction of the card depicted a man having to choose between an older, more mature woman and a young woman who's more physically attractive. But it wasn't exactly about the romance itself, rather it was a metaphor. What was really important, and what the card is really concerned with, is the choice between what is right and what is easy. The Lover's Arcana also symbolizes coming to a kind of decision about who you really are, and finding your own personal sense of morality and belief system. The fact that it comes right after the Hierophant Arcana is no coincidence, as the Hierophant represents indoctrination and order, but after going through that, the Lovers represents the individual now finding their own way in life. Characters who represent the Lover's Arcana in the Persona series tend to be discovering themselves and having trouble figuring out who they really are. To this end, they usually are confronted with some kind of big choice they have to make in their life, and it's often a hard one. Very often they have to confront some kind of harsh reality, but by getting through it, they're able to truly figure out where they stand in the world and what kind of person they want to be. However, these characters also relate to the misinterpretation of this arcana, in that they tend to have canonical romantic interest in the protagonist. In both Persona 3 and 4, the character of the Lover's Arcana is usually the main one of the romance options who gets actual ship teased with the protagonist during the story. This doesn't mean that their romantic route is easy, they're usually quite hard to romance actually. From what I've seen though, Persona 5 actually does seem to buck this trend, but that's not relevant here. Here, our character representing this social link is Yukari Takeba, finally! One of the first characters that we ever met, but we actually couldn't start her social link until now. Because she pretty much had to get over those issues in Yakushima before she'd open up to us. Also, you need max charm in order to start this social link, so yeah, the protagonist has to be drinking a lot of coffee before approaching her. As you can see in this bio, we are going to be needing a matching persona quite soon into this link. However, we don't actually do another rank of this for quite a while, so we don't need to worry about that now. Though we don't really need to worry at all, because the lowest level persona of this arcana is Pixie, which, if you're doing a max social links run, you are guaranteed to have by this point in the game, so no need to worry there. Speaking of which, I decided to do this second because the personas of this arcana, mythology-wise, do tend to more fit into the misconception of this arcana, in that they're often figures associated with romantic love, or fairies. A lot of them are various kinds of fairies. The exception here is Raphael, who, his inclusion in the arcana is actually pretty cool. In some depictions of the actual Lover's card, the Archangel Raphael is a big part of it, so Raphael's actually associated with the Lover's Arcana in actual mythology, so really cool that he's here. All of the personas of this arcana tend to specialize in healing skills and inflicting the charm status, though many of them are still powerful fighters in their own right. Now, before we close off on this discussion, I want to bring up one particularly important point. Something that I often hear and that I often read about is that apparently Yukari's social link itself is considered, quote, infamously easy to reverse while playing blind, unquote. Mainly because people have cited a lot of cultural dissonance in this link, in that responses that would seem appropriate in American culture actually immediately reverse the link because they're not appropriate in Japanese culture. And because of that, it's contributed to a lot of Yukari's dislike outside of Japan, because a lot of people just ended up seeing the bad side of her in this link unintentionally. The thing is though, this is just a personal opinion of mine, but in playing this game, and also watching it, I have watched Yukari's social link many times, and I've played this game, and I've never got this feeling. I've never seen any major cultural dissonance in this link at all. There's maybe exactly one point in the social link that would cause it, but in the context, it's actually clear that this option that many people are taking is not the right one. I'll talk about that once we get to it, that's for much later, but personally, every single correct response actually feels very natural in context to me, and feels like the thing that I'd probably have chosen while playing blind anyway. Most of them are just like a normal social link, be as nice as possible whenever you can. I really don't see where the accusations of values dissonance came from, but again, that's just me. And this is a new one. Gary Stu, cousins! But that will change. You know, I wonder if she's going to be the one to greet us. That'd be particularly appropriate. So I actually have a feeling the one who greets us tonight is... Oh, okay, cutscene. Cutscene greets us tonight. Oh no, I know who it is. It's Evil Shirtless Revolver Hippie again!
Good evening. I'm glad to see that you're well.
Winner of World's Most Punchable Man, since pretty much ever.
Incidentally, I see that they've again added a new ally to their ranks. Well, I suppose it's more of a pet than an ally.
Makes no difference to me.
It seems that what you told us before about their intentions was true. How lamentable. Now we have no choice but to intervene.
Well, this has again been a long time coming.
It is up to each individual how he will use the strength granted him. But to erase the Dark Hour would be denying the very power they possess.
But where it's because we have this power that we can erase the Dark Hour. I don't get what your logic is there.
We cannot tolerate that.
Do whatever you want.
Hold it! What are you gonna do? I know they asked you to come back.
You're starting to piss me off.
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone can say that by now.
They're going down, you hear me? And if you're on their side, then you're going down too.
Like I said before, it doesn't concern me.
Well, Shinjiro had better be careful from now on.
Hello.
Oh, hi! Completely new greeting. Hey there. Okay. So, yeah, Ken's staying here now. Yep, hopefully we can get along. Right, that's gonna be kinda hard. Aigis, what does he think of Aigis, by the way? He's probably a bit confused at that. Yeah, so communicate with him all you want, but maybe disable certain features, as in, the ones relating to your purpose, talking about shadows are... It's probably best that she doesn't speak to him at all, actually. Anyway. Well, at this point, it's kinda true, actually. Well, he's here. He's probably gonna be. I think we all know where this is going, but, it's not going anywhere just yet. Huh. Yeah, then again, that's probably not any weirder than your average fashion show. In fact, it's probably marginally more sane. Anyway, Ken's over here. And he's just introducing himself. So, that's pretty much all we can do here today. It's Saturday, so we can go increase our academics at the arcade, so let's go and do that. I guess the good thing about having lots of Tartarus save files, lots of spare Tartarus save files, is that you've got lots of options to overwrite, and, okay, so the Apathy Syndrome person has not shown up there yet, so at least it hasn't got that bad at this point. But it certainly will. We have 12 more days, though. And we're just gonna go... Yeah, you know what, I think we'll try and increase our academics. We can actually increase Tanaka's link next Tuesday. Of course, there is someone there. Actually, you know what? I want to check something. While we're here, and we don't have much else to do, I'm going to go ahead and check what we can make with our current personas. We actually won't be needing our current personas for a while, and we have a lot of money, but... Okay, I've got Nile Gloves and Nile Bow, okay. Rage Resist. Poison Resist. 30 HP. Evade Ice Medium. That is really not... Like, for Akihiko, that is really good, actually. I might consider that. We don't actually need Sati for a little while. I'll need to make sure that Sati's actually read... Oh, okay. Now, Jikoku-ten is very good. I don't want to give up Jikoku-ten just yet, but that much attack power plus Auto Tarokaja is very nice. Or Mitsuno, counter physical medium odds. That's pretty decent too. Auto Sukukaja, also nice. Evade Elec medium. And plus 10 SP. Huh, I have a Nile Bow. I could actually use King Frost in that. Evade Elec medium, very high power. That'd be great for Yukari as well, actually. I do like King Frost, though. I will want to maybe get those personas back before the next full moon. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go to the Velvet Room and check how much it's going to cost to get them out of the compendium. Because personas at this point are actually quite expensive. Of course, we are getting more and more money. I do have 200,000 yen. I think I'm pretty much safe not going to Tartarus at all until the full moon. I have practiced the next full moon and it's perfectly doable at my level. But anyway, I'm just going to go and check the compendium to see how expensive, I believe it was, let's see. Okay, King Frost is almost 40,000. She says 31,000. And where was that? Oh, wait, Sati. Sati's all the way up. Sati's probably not too expensive, actually. 32,000. Fairly expensive, but, wait a minute. Have I not registered any of these? I'm just going to go ahead and register all of them. Okay, I actually want to draw attention to one request in particular here. So, it is, please feed the cats. Normally, I'd be working on this one relatively soon. The problem is, this requires free daytime because you can't go to where the cat is at night. And we're not going to have free daytime for a while. In fact, not until the competition ends. So, might not want to do that. It does require, it doesn't use up time, but it does take at least 4 days. I do want to get that one done as soon as I can, but not now. We just don't have enough free daytime. So let's play the quiz game. Gotta remember that I do need to... thankfully studying at night is free, so we only need to spend money on the arcade 2 days a week. So that's 6,000 yen per week. Oh, hey! The Mage's Mark. And 10 super diet food, which we, obviously am not going to use. No real harm in studying. Oh yeah, by the way, make sure that you have a hermit persona on you before you end this day. Should have mentioned that earlier, but it's easy enough to go to the Velvet Room on Saturday night, so that's fine. It's not really too difficult. Look at all that red. And it's funny, I normally love school holidays, yeah, but in this game, it locks you out of the vast majority of your social links. It actually kinda gets a little boring to me, honestly. Anyway, though, let's see what's on... Well, we know what's on TV, but let's see what he's got for sale. Let's see if you have even more ways to waste our money. Okay. 5. Medical powder's not bad, and that's very cheap compared to what you've previously been selling. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. Now, I would go and see if I can buy some accessories, because I would like some of those... I was gonna buy a Dodge Elec accessory, then I realized, actually, that bow completely covers it for Yukari, so I don't really need to do that. So today, we have a Hermit Day. I'm just going to check if anyone's around the dorm. In fact, I should probably check out what that Mage's Mark is. It's annoying that only came after that previous boss fight, but if we go into here... There it is. So, Mage's Mark is a gradual SP regeneration, which is actually very nice. I forget exactly how much SP that recovers. I'm going to have to wait till we get into our next battle before we can do that. Or I could research it and put up an annotation, maybe. But sometimes the regeneration is enough to fulfill the cost of one of your cheaper spells, so you can basically use that spell infinitely. Oh, hi, Ken's here. Yeah! Okay, no one says anything. I'm pretty sure nobody here says anything new except for Ken. And yeah, so one thing I was going to say about the Mage's Mark is that you might have noticed that the Wizard Mark was the reward for fusing Black Frost for Elizabeth's request. That is naturally a better version of Mage's Mark, but we won't be able to get that until September, so at the moment, Mage's Mark is fine. Now, whether to do that or to have the extra, SP from the current thing I have equipped on Gary Sue. But first, more important things. On the next episode of Phoenix Ranger Feather Manor. Episode 23, here comes a new challenger! Ninja Locust arrives! And before the news begins, Feather Condor has a message for you all. Now, I don't know what member of the team this would be, whether it would be with the Dark Angsty member or one of the... I'm not sure. Condor is kind of... Okay, I'm not sure what kind of voice to give this guy, but anyway... Hey guys! There are some grim-looking folks out there, but you viewers are okay, right? After all, you've got me looking out for you, so don't worry, we'll meet again next week! And now the news. Anyway. So, yeah, everyone's still saying the same stuff, and, like I said, I'm not going to be able to buy accessories, because if we go out before nighttime, it automatically shifts it to nighttime, and we're not able to do the Hermit Link, so that's what we're going to do. And the catchy song is compelling us, but no, instead we're going to be going onto the MMORPG, the one thing in the world that's even more addictive than Tanaka's song, and we will be spending the rest of the day here. Don't accidentally press study, I did that once. You do get a much bigger academics boost than you do normally. I do have Lamia, right? I'm pretty sure I have Lamia. Huh, well, we can read about the game screen itself. No! No! I don't care there are only like 2 players active at the moment. Yeah, well... It's just kind of an inevitability with well, I mean, it's not just MMORPGs. Any game that has an online component, the online component will not run forever. Mario Kart, Wii Online, how I miss you. So, the sheer painful irony in this is, like I hinted at much earlier in the social link, not hinted at, I mentioned much earlier in the social link, that Shin Megami Tensei originally did run an MMORPG. It was called Shin Megami Tensei Imagine, I believe. And in 2014, the servers for that shut down in America. The servers for it in Japan still stayed until 2016, so yeah, this year. So, yeah, but, yep, as of now, it's ended for real. It suffered the exact same fate as the MMORPG in this game. And the reason that it shut down was exactly the same, low amount of players, so, painful irony there. No way. No, I'm pretty sure that we'll still be able to see each other. I mean, there are other MMOs out there. Yeah, what I was saying. Let's see, what can Maya and Garius do plan together? Okay, you might want to leave out certain bits, you might want to change a few of the names as well, just saying. Oh, I love the social link. But sadly, all good things must come to an end. We're currently at rank 9 of this. Only one more to go. And, yeah, there's no time limit or anything. The link, it's one of those things, again, where the protagonist defines reality. The online game is at no risk of closing down until we actually finish the link. So, if you wanted, you could actually put this off for much longer, but let's just say that we're actually not going to be putting it off for that much longer, probably because it's school holidays, and so we don't have much else to do with our time. Definitely don't. I'm going to be sad when this one is gone. It's one of my favorite social links in the game. And so, here's where, yeah. So for the next week or so, we're stuck doing this for our daytime. Obviously, this looks a little different if you're in one of the other clubs. I just like the kendo one. I do think, personally, Mamoru makes the most sense in athletics, but I just think kendo is cooler.
Sup, dude?
Well, we're technically not tired. So, this is the good news, and this is something that I actually didn't realize happened. While the sports club training takes up your daytime for the next week or so, your nights are still free, so we can still go to Tartarus now. I actually thought that you couldn't go to Tartarus now, which is why I planned all of my sessions to finish it off early. But yeah, that was all pretty much for nothing, because we have 10 full days, all of them are Tartarus days, so we can still do what we need to do there if there's anything left. But for now, though, like I said, I've basically already done with anything. Okay, everyone is saying the same stuff still. Okay, wait. You are saying something different? Yeah, Akihiko is definitely someone to look up to. And Junpei is still... Hi there, Ken. Can we actually speak to Ken himself? Yeah. Oh. No, it's going to Junpei. Yes, Ken is too busy fanboying. And you're saying the same thing. You're probably also saying the same thing. Oh, no, you're not. You're explaining your weapon, okay. So, yeah, ranged attack, and she won't fall over when she uses it. I still wish it was strike rather than pierce, but oh well. And you're still saying the same thing. What's on TV? Oh, okay, another Trish's Who's Who. Actually, forgot about this one. Still in his 20s. Wants to be a policeman just like his brother. I actually don't know off the top of my head who this is, but I'll be showing a picture of them in the video now. But, yeah. And with that, we've started our sports club training. It's going to continue on for quite a while, so the next week or so is going to be a little more boring than usual because we have no daytime social link time, and we're not going to need to go to Tartarus, so, yeah. I'm going to maybe try and do a little bit of weapon fusion, stuff like that, but other than that, yeah. Apart from Tuesdays. Tuesdays are still going to be interesting, but, and later in the week as well. But, yeah, so for now, yep, training days.